Yo guys, welcome to RenderRam. My name is Jake, and today I'm gonna be covering 5 super obvious 3ds Max features that you either knew your whole life or you discovered them just now after 6,000 years of using 3ds Max. So let's dive deeper into the known, unknown depths of 3ds Max. So let's start simple. Our first feature is going to be a material editor feature, how you can pretty much easily relink your bitmap to various other links that you have. So for example, I'm going to be dragging this bitmap into my material editor because that's the texture that I want to use. Now, if I want to link this bitmap to all these other elements here, don't waste your time by just, like manually clicking here, here until they're done. What you can do, you can just click here, drag, and just click on the right thingy here, and boom, all the links are going to be relinked. Our next feature is going to be a simple rename tool in Max, and I'm going to show you how you can kind of make it more user-friendly. So people don't usually have the habit of renaming things, me included, unfortunately, but I generally discovered this little kind of thing which helped me to rename my things easier. So if you have a scene like this and you got your layers here, now when I expand these layers, you can see I have a lot of objects with just random names, etc. So instead of you just clicking on the object like I did here and just, searching for like where it is, in your layers you can just right-click on that and then you got the rename, and now you can just rename your objects. But I kind of figured out that, searching throughout all the layers and all that is kind of a pain in the ass process. So what I did, I generally went to customize user interface. I clicked on the quads section, go to category, click all commands, scroll down where it says rename object like this, and just drag it somewhere here. Now, where are you dragging this? If you just right click on your scene, it's generally this area. So you see where it says, like, for example, object properties. What you can do is just click and drag this above the properties section. So you got it here. And now when you right click, you're going to have rename objects there. Now, if I want to rename this lamp, which is grouped, by the way, so you can just right click, rename, and say lamp. I'm going to activate the numbering so that all the kind of sub objects get, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, etc. Click on rename. Look. Lamp 04, 02, 05. If I want to rename this shelf, I can just do the same thing. Shelf, rename. And that way you can generally just rename your entire scene just to complete the whole thing. Right click, rename, books, hit on the rename button, and you're pretty much done. It literally takes you a couple of minutes. So, just having the rename thing here is very helpful. Oh, by the way, if you're in a dire need for some creativity ideas or you want to pimp up your renders, check out Project Dream from Pulze, because it has a creative upscaler. As you can see here, you can add tons of details to your renders, which will save you automatically tons of time. It's super generally easy to use. Just drag your image like this and, set the resolution you want, click on the creative upscaler, and boom, you got your fancy render. Look at this. Look. It's stupid how it looks. It's a bit crazy. Cool thing is, since Project Dream is pretty much a plugin for Max, you can get your direct viewport previews and it can generate, some very, very nice visuals, which can give you some turbo nice ideas on where you want to go with your project. So check out Pulze.io and just go to the products page. You have Project Dream here. Also check out Scene Manager, Render Manager, or you can just download Post Manager for free. Let's continue with the video. Our next feature is Object Painter in Max. I believe a lot of you have Forest Pack, which, does the same thing, but Max has a built-in Object Painter, and for simple tasks is actually pretty amazing. So take a look at this. I have this, kind of land, and I got these trees here. So if you go to the ribbon section of Max, you have Object Paint, and here you got this little button where, if I select a tree here and just click the little paint button, it's gonna start painting trees. But look at this trippy thing. Now, cool thing is, any selection that you create, you can kind of tweak it on the fly. So you got a spacing here. So if I put spacing to I don't know, 300, see what's happening, even more. It kind of gives you the option to kind of scatter all the things nicely. Additionally, you have these settings here. So for example, move this slider up, it's going to randomize them. And again, I can just, start painting my trees however I like. Of course, you can play with the rotations of the trees, etc. But cool thing is, if you click on the little drop down here, you can use paint with objects in the list. So if I click that, this little window pops up. So now I can just select my trees here, click on add selected, and now you can choose actually with which, tree you want to paint. So if I click on this one, it's going to be this. If I click on this, it's going to be this. But if you want to have a more random approach, you can click on the little drop down here and you can put all in order or all randomly. So if I pick all randomly, I'm going to be painting with all the trees that I generally have here. You can just adjust the scales, etc. So, for simple scattering things, I think this pretty much does the job. Our next feature is going to be Viewport Canvas in Max. Now, so Viewport Canvas is pretty much Photoshop / Substance Painter thingy in Max, and it has some really nifty features. So how do you get it? So for example, I need to, let's say, paint, a specific mask for this sofa. And I got my material here, and I also got a mix node here. And the mask that I need to use, I want to use it in the mix amount. So get this, go to Tools, scroll down where it says Viewport Canvas. Now, you get this. If you click on the little paint button here, it's gonna ask you what do you want to paint. So I want to paint in my base color because I have a mix there. So in my base color, I'm gonna choose mix amount. Now it's gonna create an actual texture as you paint. So here you pretty much define the resolution. So let's say I want to go with, I don't know, 4000, and I want my base color for the mask to be black. So I'm gonna use this. Now you need to define where you want to save the texture, and as every 3ds Max professional will do, you're gonna save it to desktop and click on the save button. And now look at this. I got this extra little window, and these are pretty much layers. So I can just add, add a new layer, literally like in Photoshop. And look at this. I can pretty much just paint whatever I want on the sofa. You can even choose brushes. Like if you go to the mask here, for example, and you want to use this grungy, like a grungy mask. Let me just reduce my radius. You can just, nicely paint stuff. But of course you have you see like how it's kind of linear in one direction. You can just go to the rotation here and click on the random, and you're gonna get, some nice brushy effects. And now with this, you can do various stuff. You can like blur things. So for my blur, I want to use, I don't know, this brush, and you just zoom in and just start blurring stuff. And that way you can pretty much paint whatever you like. So it's like super handy for, quick masking of the things. Of course, you can paint, colorful textures with it, whatever you want. So, but yeah, the whole layering system is really neat because I can just, now add another layer. And here, let's say I want to paint, like kind of a thing here. And now you can just go to the opacity part. You can just lower the opacity of it. You can even play with blending modes. But once you're done, click on the paint button, and it's going to ask you to save the texture. So now you can just click on, for example, flatten layers and save the current texture. This texture actually gets baked in as a texture where you saved it, and you got it all here already plugged into your mix amount. Our last feature is going to be linked XForm. So linked XForm is a modifier. So what it does, you can, for example, if you have like a wall and you have a window in the wall. So whenever you need to move the window to the left, for example, you would always need to, move the window and then select the wall object, and then, select all the vertices around the hole and then move the hole also. Well, linked XForm actually allows you to link the window and the hole together so that when you move the window, the hole automatically moves with it. I got my wall here and I got my window here. So on the wall, I'm gonna add linked XForm. In the editable poly below, I'm gonna go to vertex mode and I'm gonna select, my hole, or like this whole section, right? So now go to linked XForm again and click pick control object and just choose the window. And now when you select your window and when you move it around, the hole is gonna move with it. On a little bit bigger scale, I have this apartment where I, rigged a couple of these doors and windows. So look at it. Select a window, move it left and right. Select another one, move it. It's really easy to kind of manipulate the whole thing. But there's one problem with this modifier. If this seems very cool to you, how you can just, automate and manipulate everything, etc. Be careful, because you have to make that, vertice selection with a door or with a window for each thing, meaning adding linked XForm for every single element. So for example, for me to move these 3 windows, I had to have 3 linked XForms. So if you have a client who generally likes to make a lot of changes, like move this a little bit to the left, this to the right, well, you can kind of rig your doors, windows, or anything pretty much in your scene, and you can just, move a couple of things at once with this little thing. On the other hand, if you have a scenario where you have like a whole hotel with like, I don't know, 300 doors and 600 windows, you might be screwed with a lot of modifiers. So don't do that there. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as usual, see you in the next one. Bye.